forgot mine. I'm sorry.
I forgot mine too.
I only remembered because it photographed.
I'm the only responsible one here.
It's fine. It's fine. Lewis decided not to show up and let all the they-thems take over, so today's going to be chaos.
Anyway. Like all the they-thems.
Oh, hello, Europe, Australia, and the world, and welcome to the CUP ESC, part of the Currently Unnamed Podcast Network, where we are here to give you the tea on ESC, honey. Period.
Woo.
I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's the intro.
That seemed really nice off the tongue.
Yeah,
that was off the top of my head, and I'm kind of okay with that. Anyway, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. I had to dress up-ish in as much blue, white, and black as I own. And my straw is blue today to shout out to our beautiful country of Estonia we're talking about today. I am drinking a blackberry lavender protein lemonade.
Hello?
Let's go. How yummy?
Honestly, like an 8.5. It's pretty good.
It sounds really good. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, it sounds good.
Yeah, I whipped it together out of nowhere today, and it's got 200 milligrams of caffeine in it, so I will be doing great.
Hell yeah.
And you know what else is great? A cup mug. I don't have mine with me.
I may not have my cup mug though, but I sure do have a cup bottle.
Yeah.
Cup
bottle. And you can go get the cup bottle, the cup shirt, the new and improved cup mug 2.0, and all of our other merch. There's a 2.0 now, and it is customizable. Period. You can go get yours at lanagcreations.com. That link is in the description below, as always. And we ship domestically within North America and internationally, so there are no excuses. Unless you're in Canada and Canada Post is on strike, or you're in a country that is, unless you have some excuses, then there are some excuses, because there are some excuses.
Tere, Minol and Sam, your fellow friendly 5'3", Filipino Canadian mentally unstable hot mess, hailing from Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Scarborough, if you want to be specific. Whoa! We're going to be more specific than that. I guess we're back there now. I tried to do a rebranding phase. I just haven't settled on one yet. But hi. I don't have my cup mug because my family keeps taking it. My family, it's probably upstairs as far as I know. It's just they see a mug and they take it.
Hey, fair.
So yeah, it's in case y'all don't know, I love K-pop, and this is one of my my bias, if you will, from my favorite K-pop group, 17.
There you
go. And inside of my cup, it is some sleep tea, lemongrass edition, with some honey and lemon.
Period.
Wonderful. And hola, I am Eduardo, the Mexican representative of this podcast. I am here to talk shit and get hit. Today, I am drinking not an espresso macchiato, a latte out of this beautiful cup that has Baby Yoda in both sides. There you go. He's adorable. Love him.
Period.
Work diva. And hi, everybody. It's Brooke. I'm under the weather. That's why I sound weird. And I finally have a laptop. Yay.
Yay!
And I'm drinking water because hydration is very important. And I haven't got to do a podcast with Brandon in forever.
Would you say that it is a generic bottle of water?
Oh, absolutely. It's a generic bottle of water.
Come on, Lucy, let's do a reference on the ESC channel.
It's been
But yes, we are here. It is time to talk about Eesti Laul 2025 for Estonia. And I have to say, Estonia came to win.
Oh, absolutely.
But no Ollie?
No Ollie, though he was originally slated.
He was.
I don't know what happened.
I don't know what happened either.
Do we think it's possible that he might be in the...
Who knows?
Might be secret artist, yeah.
He could be,
We'll talk about it. I have some conspiracy theories. Well, we're going to dive into the 15 announced songs currently. Talk about our feelings, give our points, things like that. And we're going to do that. But before we do, make sure to subscribe if you've not already, because we are going to be here all Eurovision season, giving you almost all things Eurovision 2025. And make sure to check out the description below, where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our other YouTube channels, and our Patreon for exclusive content and early access. We will probably end up making some Eurovision videos for the Patreon at some point soon, probably in the new year. So, we'll do those things and make sure to check them out when to do. So, with that being said, we do have Eesti Laul, one of my personal favorite national selections, and there's my dog. I swear to God, you're not doing this right now. Anyway, and I'm leaving that in. Too.
I love
Please
that.
do. It's Cam.
I love him. Regardless, so we just got all of the songs for Eesti Laul dropped. The final of Eesti Laul is going to be on February 15th. There, as per usual, there are 2 rounds of voting. The first round is going to be a 50-50 jury and public vote, and then the super final, which I believe usually has 3 songs in it, will be 100% public voting. As we talked about, there are 15 songs currently released, with a secret 16th act being released on January 6th. We believe it to maybe be Ollie. I don't know.
It feels weird if it were to be Ollie to me.
Right.
Yeah.
Because
it feels strange.
Because Minimal Wind, who got second a few years ago, right? They're here, like already in the public release lineup.
They sent it to the right email this time.
Yay!
Icons.
Good for them.
Icons. Beside the point, though, I feel like if it were Ollie, that they would have just had Ollie in this list of people. Like, to me, Tommy Cash would be the person that you would have as the secret 16th artist if you're going to have somebody here.
Yeah,
right. That's a huge deal.
Or Elysa. Honestly, you could justify Elysa being the secret artist too, with how much success she's had over the last couple of years at Eesti Laul.
And you can kind of say, I guess I could say the same thing for possibly Sahlene as well.
I was going to say Sahlene is the other person that I do think, like, based just solely on, or even Janek, because like they've all done fairly well in recent years at Eesti Laul. My current theory is that it is going to be Ollie. I don't know why they're waiting, but the only thing that I have in my mind right now, and the only thing I can really go off of, is the fact that Ollie was originally slated to be part of Eesti Laul. When the artists were announced, Ollie was on the list. And now, for some reason, Ollie's not on the list. So I don't know whether there is, if there's anything we've missed, let us know, obviously, because we've just missed it. I hope it's Ollie, honestly. I mean, this lineup is so good as is, though, that I'm kind of like...
I would be okay if Ollie took a year off, because this year is so strong that I don't know if he would win.
I don't know if he would win either. He would probably come second again.
Yeah.
I don't think there's
or third, even third
song that I think would beat him, though. Like, that's like, because like previously with Eesti Laul, his 2 losses, there have been like clear front runners to me. I don't.
Bridges wasn't even a front runner. That's the thing.
It wasn't.
It feels like it should have been, though.
It should have been, but it was like 4th or 5th in the odds when Eesti Laul came around.
Yeah. Well, it's iconic. It doesn't matter.
Regardless, we will probably do some sort of reaction to whatever the 16th song is. But for now, we're just going to talk about the 15 that we have. And we're going to go ahead and start off our song review. We're going to go in alphabetical order because we do not have a running order yet, obviously. So first up, we have An-Marlen with Külm. Let's listen to just a bit of Külm. And I might have picked the most low-key part of the song to listen to. Regardless, what do we think?
I'll start and say I'm okay with it.
Mhm.
Like, it's, to me, I like it. It's just not one of my standouts, you know. But I do recognize her talent
Mhm.
and her voice and the music. I think for me, it felt a bit gappy. Like
Fair.
I felt like there could have been a bit more room at certain points for her to do some vocalization or so, or add some lyrics in there.
Mhm.
Also, I love myself a climax, and I couldn't really get that from the song.
Mhm.
That's really about it.
Yeah, I'll mirror a lot of what you already said because that's literally what I wrote down. Like she has a really nice voice, and the beat that the song has is also really nice. It's not bad at all in any way, shape, or form. It's just missing like a winner moment, like this big climax, something that really makes you scream winner. And I feel like this song is really missing that, unfortunately. Like I just want a little bit more from the song. Like it's still good, and I
Yeah.
like the slowdown in the end. And there's a lot of stuff here that I enjoy. I just want something like it's just missing a little spice, and it would have just been there if it had just had that winner moment. Unfortunately, it doesn't have it, so it's a little bit like in the middle for me. But I still like it. I still enjoy it.
And that's how I feel about a lot of these songs. Like, honestly, a lot of these
Yeah.
songs feel like 80-85% there.
Mhm.
I just need a little bit of like, I literally wrote in my notes like several times, just like, where's the big hit moment? Where's the punch? Where's like, I need a little bit of that in it, and I'm not getting that at all.
Mhm.
This is literally the Natalia Barbu national selection this year. It needs a little bit of something, but it's not anything bad.
Yeah.
No.
Like and you know, we didn't get that one in the middle, but whatever. Like I don't dislike it. I think it's totally serviceable. I think it just needs some servicing. I think we're all kind of like on the same page with that.
Yeah.
Vocally, I think it was fantastic. I think
Absolutely.
at least in the studio recording, vocally it was very nice.
Yes.
So I think just there needs to be a bit of more punch towards the end because it kind of just ends. Maybe I'm the only person that feels that, but like
that's also how a lot of these songs kind of just ended.
Mhm.
Like it was one of those weird things. I like the song as well. But I mirror everything you all have said, honestly. Like I think it's a good song. I think it's solid. If it were to win, I would need it to get a little bit of a revamp just simply because I need a little bit more complexity in the actual instrumental. The vibe of this song, though, I'm obsessed with.
Yes.
I think the vibe and the overall like feeling I have afterwards is really good.
Yes.
The song itself for me doesn't hold up to the vibe that I'm getting from the vibe that I'm getting from the instrumental. But it's definitely not a bad song by any means.
Yeah.
So, any other thoughts? Let's move then. Next up, we have Andrei Zevakin featuring Karita. The song is My Tussind. He says it like 40 times in the song. So
My Tyson, I guess.
My Tyson.
My Tyson?
Yeah. Or I Don't Know You. Let's take a listen.
My Tyson.
My Tyson. There you go.
Yeah.
Well, I enjoy it. Surprisingly, because if you know me typically, this is not the normal thing I usually like a lot. But I don't know. I feel like this one has a little bit more complexity than a lot of the songs that you would consider similar to this. Specifically, I'm thinking of there was a song last year that was a national selection song that kind of sounded similar-ish. Not from here, from elsewhere. But there's been a few songs that have kind of sounded similar to this recently. I think this was definitely the one that sounded the most unique to me. So I give it props for that. Again, not my favorite from the national selection, but definitely not like bad by any means.
I love this song with capital LOVE because it really reminds me of the reggaeton that's really popular here in Mexico. The intro of it is really like brings me back to reggaeton and to like being in the club and like listening to these songs, and it just goes hard. It goes really hard, and just like you, Brooke, normally this is not a type of song that I would enjoy, but the chaos of it, the dynamics of it, the drama of it, all really works for me really, really well. And I think Karita is a really great addition and an equal to Andrei, and her voice just really elevates her verse once she does have it. My only big thing with this is that I'm scared if they could do this live. Because if they can't, it will suck really hard. This is a song that's going to be hard to perform, and it's going to have to be high energy. And if it's not, it's going to suck. So I'm scared for it because of that. But when it comes to the actual song, I really, really, really like it.
Sure. I think this is a good segue into my thoughts, because that's kind of been the main thing. That's kind of why I struggle to connect with it. Because it's so produced. I'm very scared of the live version of it. I'm afraid we might get a bit of a Halo moment, you know?
Yeah.
There are things I like about this song. Like, I really enjoyed Karita's part on it. But I think just overall, it's just not my cup of tea.
And that's kind of how I feel. I don't think it's a bad song by any means.
No.
I won't skip it if it comes on necessarily. The thing for me is I am just worried about it in the context of Eurovision. I think if this were to go to Eurovision, it would be a wildly unique choice for Estonia. I think that'd be really fun to see. I don't know if it would. I don't know. I just don't know how it will hold up in the live vocal. But I think the blend of the two voices is really good. The music video is really cool too. I really enjoyed the music video for this song. And yeah, overall, it's not a bad song. I just don't know how it would fare in a Eurovision context. And I'm intrigued to see. So let's move to one of my personal angels. The lovely, the beautiful Anna Sahlene is back, and I'm very excited about it. This year she is back with Love Me Low.
And that's on number 142.
Okay.
I love this so much. This is so me-coded. Like, I just love Anna Sahlene, so I was just like, please let me love this song. And I do. I think it's a really fun song. Is it going to win this election? Probably not. I'll say that right now. But it's a really, really fun song. Her vocal is good as always. It's different from what she's given in past Eesti Lauls, so I'm glad that we're getting... And that's one thing I will say about all of the returning artists that we have is all of them gave us something different this year. And I'm excited to talk about the other ones. It's a simple, standard Eurovision style pop song. I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it, Anna.
Fair.
You go, girl.
Not only is it a standard Eurovision pop song, it also ends with the early 2000s standard Eurovision key change.
Yes,
and the key change doesn't always work, but in this case,
it does.
It did.
I loved the key change in this. I thought it was so smart. It gives it that little bit of oomph
towards the end that a lot of the songs in the selection don't have, and that's also why I like it a lot. This actually reminded me a little bit of something off of like Avicii's earlier albums, like something I could see this.
Wait, you're so right.
And being like, oh, this would be perfect for that. I adored this. I think this was fantastic. Like you, I have no delusions or very, very minimal delusions that this has even a remote chance of winning the selection. But if it did, I mean, put me some tickets to Switzerland. Like, I want to see this live. Like, this is
right.
awesome.
Because Anna knows how to put on a show too. That's the thing.
Anna can sing as well. Anna can really sing.
Yeah. I think I like it a little bit less than you guys do. I still quite enjoy it, but you guys seem to really, really adore this song. I think this song is good.
I think a lot of it is just that I adore her, honestly.
That's also fair. That's also really, really fair. It really gives me, for me, it really gives me Is It Really Love from Denmark from last year. Is it really love? Is this just a start? Like that one, it just reminds me of that. I don't know why. The vocals are great. It's very like friendly, radio friendly, I think, and really digestible. It's not reinventing the wheel. It's not doing anything like particularly super unique. But there really isn't anything wrong with the song. You don't have to reinvent the wheel to make a good song. And I think Sahlene did that. She didn't reinvent the wheel. She just went along with it and had a pretty good song. I would listen to this song outside of Eurovision. I just don't know how it would do if it were to go to Eurovision. I think it would do fine, but I don't think it would reach the heights that I think Estonia can reach this year with the high caliber of songs that we have this year. And I also heard the tattoo influence in there as well with the kurukukukukuku. And so, I'm always looking out for those little things. And so I caught it, and I don't know if I should dock points or add points to that. So I'm just going to leave it there. But I did hear it, and I want everyone to know.
Yeah, I think a lot of my thoughts have been... Sorry to cut.
I was done.
I feel like the main word for me is catchy. It's very catchy. And like you said, Eduardo, like very digestible. Like that's just my top point about on this.
I'm curious what songs, as we dive further and further into national selection season, I'm curious what songs we're going to hear the most influence from the last couple of years.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, if people try to sound like the Code, they're going to fail. So
yeah,
and I think there's someone in another national final that tried to do something like that, and it just didn't work for me. But we will get to that. Watch us review Supernova later on. Yay!
Yeah, I know what song you're talking about.
Yeah,
and I'm not wrong. I love her.
No, you're not.
I'm not wrong.
You're not.
No, you're not. And with that, we're going to move on. Anna, I'm so happy you're back, girl. Slay it, girl. Love you, sis.
Slay the world.
Love your hair. Hope you win.
Come on the pod. We'd love to have you, Anna.
Yes, please.
Let's move on next to Ant with the song Tomorrow Never Comes.
What if tomorrow never comes? Will you miss me when I'm gone? What if I put it in a song and make you see with me?
I guess I'll start. Might as well.
Okay.
It's a male ballad. So, I tend to be a little bit biased against male ballads, just a little bit. He has a really nice voice. It has some drama in it. Throughout the entirety of it, I was just hoping that it would keep building, and I was just waiting and waiting and waiting for it to build. And it did build, but until the very, very end, to the point where I was just like, it kind of just was falling a little bit flat, and then it really got elevated once like the last chorus came. I think the high note is really nice. I think the juries would eat this up. I don't know how the public would really react to this. I enjoyed the song. I think it's a pretty nice song. I think that last chorus really, really does something for me. And if the song was just the last chorus, I think it would be really, really, really high up there for me. But because it takes just a little bit too long for me to get to that climax, it just falls a little bit lower than I would want it to fall. But I still really enjoy it.
Yeah, I'll go next and say that I also really enjoy this. I think a lot of what you said, Eduardo, like I'm pretty much gonna mirror. Like I really enjoy how dramatic it is. I really hope the live vocals are amazing because I think he can easily make a moment out of the live vocal itself, especially with going into the high taking those like liberties towards the second half of the song and going into that high falsetto. But yeah, no, I like it.
Brooke, go ahead, my love.
Personally, I enjoy it quite a bit. Again, this is kind of the theme with the national selection here, where I think a lot of these songs need a little bit of TLC before they would be ready to go to Eurovision, but they're all in a position to receive that TLC. So I'm not really going to judge them as harshly as I would have if it was a selection where there's like 3 or 4 that are like, oh, go, send it now and you're fine. I think a lot of these songs just need a tiny little more. And I think this is definitely one of the biggest examples of a song that just needs this much more. And then suddenly it's a contender to do really well at Eurovision. So I, from that perspective, I think it's a very good song. I love his vocal. His vocal is very pleasing. I enjoyed that a lot. So yeah, I liked it a lot.
I love this song. I think if the live vocal matches the standard of the song, I think he stands a really good shot at winning. I really do. Y'all all thought I hated this song, and the thing is, and that's why I wanted to go last, because as soon as you started talking about male ballads, because I agree, I'm not always the world's biggest fan of a male ballad. This works.
Yes.
This works so fiercely. This gives me a little bit of the energy of like Due Vite, a little bit in like just how grand it feels. Okay. I need this staging for the national final to at least be something. Like I need some kind of good staging here, because I actually really think if he can give it this like grand, almost theatrical staging, I think he stands a really good shot at winning.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Like I think this would eat as a parking mark.
I agree. I agree. Like and I'm not always the biggest fan of this, but I want like a Ryan O'Shaughnessy like lyrical dance situation happening around him. Like, I want a visual that we can latch onto while just
in the music video he had ballerinas, so
hear me out. Portugal, the year they did that like golden like projection thing.
2021?
Yeah, 2021. Portugal 2021 with like
Love is on my side. Yeah.
Yeah, Love is on my side.
Yeah.
Yeah, like please like that kind of
no, I'm game for that.
That would eat for this.
Yeah, okay. Okay. Yeah. I think so, yeah. I want something grand but simple. That's what I want for this, and that's what the song requires, in my opinion. But I love this song. So the collective sigh of relief from all 3 of you is my favorite.
Because we were all like, "Oh, we like it. Oh, we like it. Oh, we like it," and you were like, "Skip me."
I hate it. No, not at all.
They just did it for the drama.
Exactly.
Oh my god.
Next up, returning to Eesti Laul again is our dear sweet Elysa. This year with the song "The Last to Know."
Cigarettes, hold her head in our bed. Am I cold? Is it snow? Tell me now why I'm the last to know.
This can win Eurovision.
This
is her year. I'm saying it right now. This is Elise's year. This is Elise's year. I've loved what she's given us in the past.
Not Fire. But
you know what? I have actually finally come around to Fire.
Fire.
And I loved
Bad Philosophy.
I still listen to Bad Philosophy to this day. This is Elise's time. I was genuinely shocked when I started listening to this song and it was a ballad. Genuinely shocked. I don't know what her and her team thought about doing going into this year, but I don't care. This is an incredible song. This, for me, is the only song that is Eurovision ready right now. And I honestly think it is hers to lose.
Fair.
And I know that at least one of y'all is probably not going to agree with me, and I get it. And I know that it's probably Brooke. But I just think I love this song.
I don't know if it's gonna be Brooke or me, because I do like it. I think it's a really, really good song. However, the lyric "Am I dead cigarettes" does kind of throw me off just a little bit. But other than that, I think it's a really good female pop ballad. I love the piano of the chorus. You can tell that she's gonna be belting this song right from the very beginning.
And she has the vocal to do it. That's the thing.
Absolutely.
We know her to have the vocal to pull this song off.
Yeah. And it has a really nice build. I have no idea how this will be staged, but it is digestible enough for the average viewer, but it's also dramatic enough for the Eurovision stage. It has a nice key change, and I feel like I could put this on a playlist and enjoy it every single time that it comes up. It's a really, really nice song. I don't know if it's fully ready, but it's definitely up there for me. I think this could win, and I think actually out of my few songs that I have in the top, this one's the most likely for it to win. So I like it. It's up there for me, definitely, but I don't think it's as up for me as it is for Logan.
I'll go next and say I'm very much on the love side of it. I'm a huge fan of the song, as someone who has championed Elysa for quite a bit now. Yeah, I love that. I love this approach. I love her taking a totally different route from Bad Philosophy as well as Fire. I think the main thing for me that does it is the airiness in that sample you just played.
Yeah,
I love that we're getting that side of her voice, because we know her to be able to belt that, and it's not going to be a surprise if she and when she nails that second chorus of belting out of nowhere. And that climax was very powerful. I think
there's a vulnerability. There's a vulnerability about this song that I wasn't expecting from her, and I'm really thrilled about it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Julie, I think this is one of the most perfect ballads I have heard in a national selection in years.
You see, I told you I was going to be the hater.
This could win Eurovision. God, it was beautiful. I think this is a contender. I think this is definitely one of those songs that hits you a little bit harder the second time you listen to it, because the first time you listen to it, it's just so ethereal and floaty, and you it pulls you in, but you don't really pay attention to it. And then the second time you listen to it, you're used to the etherealness, and you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, you see, I think I need a second listen because I haven't listened to it again.
The first time I listened to it with the lyrics up, and then I listened to it by itself, and it's it is. I don't know who she added onto her team or what, but they deserve a pay raise for this major complete shift in the POV we're getting from her.
Beautiful.
Obsessed.
Beautiful.
Obsessed. Beautiful.
But she's beautiful.
Also, and the outfit that she was wearing in the music video, incredible. 10 out of 10.
Incredible. Let's go next to Felin. I'm going to say it's Felin.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say their name is Felin. Felin with Solo Anthem. Now, when I tell you, Aneesa, I hope you agree with me on this. This is the most running out of fucking time song I've heard since Running Out of Fucking Time.
I agree, but I think I have a better comparison. This gives me Like a Movie by Beatrice.
Yes.
I mean, I have a comparison as well. This is Avril Lavigne at home.
Absolutely, yes.
But we're not mad at it.
No,
But we're not
No.
mad at
no,
it.
but it is definitely Avril Lavigne at home.
Avril Lavigne at home
there's-
is just as good as Avril Lavigne. I don't
Yeah.
know.
I think
She's
she's at
on tour
home
right
kind
now.
of.
This is Avril Lavigne that's stepping in because Avril's on tour right now.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much.
Yes.
there's something so pop punk and also Eurovision about this song. Like, it's giving me that Avril, that like Paramore vibe that I love, but in a way that is very Eurovision friendly.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
I really like this song.
I'm a
I
huge
really,
fan of
really
this song.
love this song.
Oh, I'm so thankful because I saw the internet and everyone was just like,
Yeah, the
it's
internet's hating
fine.
it, and I'm like, I don't know why.
yeah, like I saw someone put this last and I was like, hello? Have you listened to some other
Where?
songs? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah.
For like a more modern comparison than Avril, as much as I love her and she is still making music, you should listen to Avril's new music.
It's great.
It kind of reminds me a little bit of like Royal and the Serpent, a little bit, like with that like modern pop punk energy, not overwhelmed Royal and the Serpent. Like their other stuff that isn't as mainstream and popular. And I don't hate it. It's not my favorite in the selection, I'll be honest. I think it needs a little bit more variety in the vocal to be competitive because it is kind of samey, but I don't think it's bad. I think it's just like okay.
I guess I'll go. I think this is a huge risk. I was waiting for Aneesa to go, and then she just
No, go ahead,
stayed
go ahead.
there, and I was like, okay, I guess
Go
I'll
ahead.
go. Sure. Okay, so it does feel very Avril Lavigne, but that's exactly why I really, really enjoy this song. It's very early 2000s, and I love that. Like, I just love a pop punk rock song with a female like lead vocal. It's always great. That's always something I adore. It's just this music is just right up my alley. I love the guitar. This is also like a lot more digestible rock-ish songs than a lot of other things like Overham that we had last year that were still really good. But
Even Pedestal. Like, there's a
Mhm.
little bit of a Pedestal comparison.
Yeah.
Side note, so excited for more Aiko this year. Whether she
Yeah.
makes it back to Eurovision or not, thrilled.
yes.
But
Anyways, yeah. This is just punk, pop rock, punky, super fun. It could be a really good risk for Estonia to send something like this, but it would be fun. And I think fun is always going to do well, especially with the televote. So if you want to qualify, it could work.
Yeah. I think my main critique, if you will, is I hope we don't get like an Aiko moment of like, oh, this song's really good, and then first time we see it live, it's not as good. Just hopefully the performance itself isn't so like unless they have the stamina for it.
or
Unless
dare
they-
I say, and I love them dearly, I don't want another Megara.
Yeah.
Yeah. My queens, my kings, my icons. I'm sorry.
We ran into them in
Oh.
Norway.
Oh, work. I also love that they said, he said, she said, they said. I'm like, thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for the representation. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
No, it gave me, being the Canadian that I am, it gave me very Shiloh as well. I don't know-
Okay,
I don't
I'm
know
there with you.
If y'all know Shiloh, but like
Vaguely.
vaguely. Okay, yeah, no, it gave me very Shiloh vibes as
Okay.
well, and that 2000s, early 2000s pop rock princess kind of thing.
Per. Good song.
Good song.
Great song.
Love Felin.
Love felons.
Let's move to Frants Tikerpuu. Maybe my favorite name of someone I've ever heard in my entire life.
France.
Frants! Anyway,
that's the intro for the rest of the year. If this makes it to Eurovision, this is the intro we're doing for the rest of the year.
Tikerpuu. Anyway, the song is called Trouble. Let's listen.
Even though I know there's no way. Oh, it's gonna be trouble, but I need you to stay. Oh, I know there is a price we pay.
Trouble.
I'm willing to start it out and say this is usually something I would like, and I do. Don't get me wrong, but I think I love the vibe. I think Frants is a solid singer. To me, I feel like he needs to work on kind of the grit of it. I think it needs a bit more grit and rasp, especially for a vibe like this. Mario Nunes, I believe is his name. He did Do What You Do in Lithuania.
He it sounds familiar. There's so many that like
very cute dude. Anyway, I really like the I do love him in the bridge though. I do love Frants in this bridge. That was my favorite part of the song. I love the song. I love the song itself. I think Frants can do better. I as a vocalist, with this song, the background vocals as well, I'm a huge fan of.
Well,
sorry, go ahead.
No, you go. I've already been going to pretty early, so you can go.
Okay, I am in the same boat a little bit. I think I like it a little bit more than Aneesa, just based off of that opinion slate. Like, I think it's totally serviceable. Again, the word of the day is serviceable, but I think it definitely needs some servicing. This is kind of giving me one of those moments where the song is totally fine, but it's not anything that I'm really going to be writing home about. And I hope that there's enough time to like retool it a little bit if they have the opportunity to, where they could make it something a little bit more competitive. Because I don't really think it's very competitive right now, even if I do like it a little bit. But that's just me.
I think it's a song that I'm really going to enjoy listening to more of. The Mario from Lithuania reference is spot on, Aneesa. And I love that song. I still listen to that song all the time.
I still listen to it too.
It's such like, I need a little bit of that rasp. I'm hoping that with the live vocal he can elevate it.
Yeah.
But I think as it's a solid song. It's not my favorite in this selection, but it is a song that I'm going to keep coming back to because I do enjoy it.
Agreed.
That's fair.
Yeah.
When the song started, I was like, "Oh, piano! Fuck yeah! I'm so excited!" And I think the clapping could be like great on stage, even like for Natalia Barbu last year. Even though her song wasn't great, the clapping really elevated it and made it like really atmospheric, especially with everyone on like in the arena clapping with her. So that could really elevate it. I think it's a really vibey song. The chorus is the best part of the song, obviously, but unfortunately the verses just kind of don't grab me in any way, shape, or form. Like, that's exactly what I'm missing. It needs some spice for the verses for me. The staging could really elevate it. The live performance could really elevate it, but it's missing that elevation. And so it's just falling short for me. And unfortunately for Frants, we have a really good selection this year. And so he just keeps falling lower and lower and lower on my list as we review songs. As I listen to the songs, he just kept getting lower and lower and lower and lower, unfortunately.
Yeah. I love that all three of us were doing Constructa.
I got so confused because I was like, I saw the clapping, but then I saw this, and I was like, when did Natalia do this?
Well, I did Natalia, and then Logan started doing Constructa.
I don't know why. Anyway.
There you go.
Anyway, let's move on. Next up, we have Gem 98 with Psycho.
Yeah.
If
I'll
I
go
speak,
ahead and go for it. Yeah.
Go for it.
if I speak, I will get in trouble.
Oh.
If I speak, I will get in
Cool.
trouble.
Oh.
Well,
Um,
I'm glad it seems like we're all on a similar page with this song because it feels too Måneskin for me. I'll just say that right now.
Okay, you know how I made
like-
I made a joke a few entries ago that it was Avril Lavigne at home.
Uh-huh.
This is Måneskin off Wish, okay? Like,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I hate being that way because, well, especially considering we talk about it earlier. We said, who are the people going to try to emulate, and who are they going to, try to be like, so that way they can get into that area.
Mm-hmm.
Girl, this seems like one of Måneskin's throwaways. I'm sorry. Like, one of their let's jam in the studio to get back into this album flow. We're going to just riff and make this. Okay, throw it away. We don't need it on the album. Like, that's what this feels like.
I don't think Måneskin would create something like this
Valid.
because they are above it.
Valid.
The vocals need work. The vocals need a lot of work, in my opinion. I will give it some credit. I like what it's trying to go for, right? The aesthetic that it's going for and this type of song, I really respect its opportunity to go to Eurovision, and I think we need songs that are more rockier, more like that are a little bit darker in Eurovision. I just wanted more dynamics from the song, and I wanted more drama of it. It felt very monotone for me. Like, I appreciate what we're going for, but it's not hitting as hard as I wanted to. And I feel like Gem 98, like when I saw the video, I saw that he only had like 37 subscribers on his YouTube channel, which, first of all, I really, really appreciate having a smaller artist be in Eesti Laul so that he can really launch his career. However, I do think he just needs a little bit more time to cook so that he can really elevate his art and his music to really be to where he wants to be. I don't think this is the right time for him to go to Eurovision. I need him to cook longer for him to get all those, once you're learning to draw, once you're learning to sing, you get all of those kind of not great songs out of the way, and then you start getting to the good ones. You start getting good. And I think that's what's happening with Gem. I need him to start getting good. But right now he's just getting out the kind of middle of the road songs for him.
Mm-hmm. I think for me, there's things that I like. I really enjoy the ooh parts, and I beg to differ when you say the vocals aren't as good. I'm not saying the vocals are the best in the world. I think he actually has decent vocals. I think it's just for the song. I think it's just the song itself, especially in the verses where it's just where at the end of the lines in the verses he kind of just throws it away. That's the main thing that really kind of drove me off of it. And after that, it was just I kind of struggled to connect with it. Especially looking at the lyrics, that I think it could use a bit more substance, in my opinion. That's just oh, and I also put that I think he doesn't know, because he repeats that a bunch too at the end.
No further comment from me.
Fair.
Because I don't want to get in trouble. Anyway, next up, Janek is back. Yay!
He is.
Very thrilled for him. The song is Frozen.
Every breath in me, when I dived into your ocean, I had fire in my blood. Now every part of me is frozen.
And we found the unforgettable dupe.
Huh?
I don't think this is unforgettable, an unforgettable dupe.
That's how I read it, honestly. I'm a little whelmed by this song, honestly. I just love House of Glass so much, and I love when he does, I love the more theatrical entries that he's had for Eesti Laul in the past. That this feels it feels generic to me. It's still a good song. I think, objectively speaking, it is a really good song. It just doesn't have any... Like, this is another song that didn't have, like, the dynamics were not turned up. There's no, like, conclusion to the song. It's nice to listen to, and that's kind of all I have for it at this point.
Fair.
Well, as someone who has not heard any of Janek's other previous submissions to Eesti Laul, I don't know how many there have been, but this... Sure. We'll say 2. I don't know. I thought this was really good. I did not get Unforgettable from this because I actually like this song. But I don't know if it's something that I think is going to have very good odds of winning, but I definitely think it's serviceable enough for me to like, yeah, this is okay. This is totally fine. Again, the word of the day is serviceable. I think a lot of this selection is serviceable and like fixable before it would go to Eurovision and not like something terrible that I never want to listen to ever again in any context. But I think this is just okay for me. I think it's definitely something that I would need some work on before I would want it to be what would go for Estonia.
I guess I'll go next and say I remember. I'm trying to recall what I said about House of Glass here a couple of years ago. I remember not liking it as much as you did. It has grown on me over time, but I don't know. I kind of like the song better than House of Glass. I think it showcases his voice really well. I really love the second half where he ends up like taking his liberties as a vocalist. I think my one thing is that he could have, especially in that climax, he could have been more in the pocket. But otherwise, I think it's a perfectly solid song.
Yeah. As someone that also is not really familiar with Janek's work, I thought it was fine. I thought this one was fine. I was not like thinking this was gonna win, but I wasn't like upset at this song in any way, shape, or form. Like, it has a really nice starting beat. Like, it has a really nice chorus. The transition from chorus to verse is a little bit messy for my taste. Like, there's something about it that just feels messy for me. The bridge is also really good. It's just a really radio friendly song, and I quite enjoy it. Like, he has a nice note at the end, like that big note. It's really nice. Everything like at the very end of the song is pretty well. It's pretty good. There's like, I'm not good enough vocally like taught to like critique any of it, so I think it's good. I enjoy it, but I think it's kind of middle of the road, and so it's meh. It's fine. I agree with you. I'm whelmed.
Yeah. Let's move to Joelle, just Joelle, with the song Eyes Don't Lie.
So usually, sorry, because I really want to get my thoughts out of here. She's got an amazing voice.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can really sing, and she soars beautifully in those higher belts. And I love the drama of it. I love the dynamics. I think she has a great pocket onto this song. I think it's more so just the song itself for me. There's way too much going on, and I think as a whole it needs a lot more cohesion. I think it definitely needs a revamp if this were to go to Eurovision.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I respectfully disagree. Yeah, vocally, I think this was fantastic. I think it kind of reminded me a little bit of like newer Sarah Bareilles stuff to a degree. Not entirely, but like that's the closest thing I can think of. I don't listen to a ton of like this style of music, so shoot me. Beside the point, I think she has a very nice vocal. Completely. Is it a little bit hectic? Yes. Do they need to tone down some of the variability? Yes. But to borrow a quote from Nicole Byer, show up at a 10, I can always bring you down to a 4. Right?
Fair.
So like that's something that can be worked on. There are so many songs that are just and it's just flat the entire time and I get nothing from it. And I feel like this is something that you could be like, okay, a little bit much, but we're gonna go here, and then we're fine.
Yeah, I feel like this has found its way for it to be both too much and too little for me. Like I don't know how that's possible, but I feel like Joel managed the impossible of both being too much and too little for me. I really enjoy the vibe of this song. It feels very sexy. She has a really, really nice voice. I really, really enjoy the way that she sings. It's missing a big moment. It's missing that wow winner moment that like I feel like she could really get away with a voice like hers. It feels like one of those songs that you would have the backing vocalist swaying and snapping, like like the very stereotypical backing vocalist. She has a very nice big note near the end, and you know what? That's good. But it's just, as I said, it's just both underwhelming and sometimes overwhelming. And I don't know how to feel about that. So, it's kind of missing something. It needs a revamp. You're right. It needs a revamp.
Tell me why we start this song in the middle of the song, and then 45 seconds in, we get what should be the start of the song. And then in the middle of the song, we get the end of the song. And then at the end of the song, we get the middle of the song.
Yeah.
Like, I want to like this so much more than I do.
I agree.
There's a lot of this style is a style that I really like. The vocal in the studio is really great. It's not organizationally, it's not working for me.
Yeah,
that's all. Let's move to Minimal Wind, who are back on their own this time. We love to see it. With Armageddon.
This is the other song from this selection that I think has a very good shot to win Eurovision. I think it is ready to go. I think vocally it is outstanding. I think lyrically it is probably outside of one song that we have already discussed and I do not feel the need to go back to. We know what it is. Probably the most dense song lyrically. I have zero notes. I have no notes. I think this is fantastic. I don't think it needs any retooling. I hope the live sounds just as good. I think it probably will. And I really want this to win really bad.
I respectfully disagree. I think the song is good. Let me make that clear. I think the song is good. We know Minimal Wind to have good live vocal. So I'm not worried about the live vocal. For me, the number one critique I have of this is that it is one note. Honestly, there's no punch for me. What I want for this song the most is in that last part of the last chorus we hear, I need the live vocal to just be ramped up. Like it stays at this very beautiful melodic moment. And I do agree with you. There's a lot about this that I think could really be successful at Eurovision. I absolutely agree. I just need, I need anger. I need passion. I need like a punch in the face at the end of the song. Because for me, it's at like an 8 the entire time. And it's a good level, but I need there to be, whether it's dynamic in the backing track or whether it's something with the live vocal, I just need a little bit of a punch to get me there fully.
I think that's been like a common theme for a a decent amount of songs in the selection of like it sounds too perfect, if you will.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, like it sounds too perfect. Like I need some of these singers to be like messy and get down and dirty, you know? And I think Minimal Win kind of falls under that. As much as I love the vocals, I just think, especially when at the end, towards the end where the instrumentals start to build up and get a lot more grandiose, I need the vocals to be wrapped up there. Like you said, Logan, as well. Like I need the vocals to be up there as well. Like that was my main critique, that the vocals need a lot more power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree with you. I think it's fine. It needs a little bit of work. I really, really enjoyed the violin at the beginning of this song. I think it's immaculate. This song has immaculate vibes. I'll just say that. This song has really, really immaculate vibes. It's very dramatic. I really enjoy it, but it does feel like it's missing something. Like all of the seasoning is here. Everything is almost ready to be cooked. We're just missing that one spice that we left somewhere in the corner of our house, and it's just rotting away, and we need that spice for this to be perfect. So it's just missing one little thing. I think if the song had like a bit more drums and the vocal was a little bit more elevated, it could really, really work, especially like throughout, because I feel like it is very one note until we get to the last chorus, and then at that point we get really grand. I feel like with a little bit more drums sprinkled throughout, it could feel like it's building a bit more. I don't know. I feel like it's almost missing something, like just one little thing, and I don't really know what it is. My guess is drums, but I don't really know what it would be.
How would we feel about if the last chorus had an octave jump?
That could work.
That could work.
Where it's like it goes to like I just need like I need it to be just a bit more anthemic in that way,
Right?
Just like a little bit.
Yeah,
But I
yeah,
agree. My point is, I agree with you, Brooke. I think it's got everything it takes to be successful. It's one of those songs for me that I just need a little bit more. I need a little bit more dynamic on.
I respectfully disagree, but I see where you're coming.
Valid.
That's okay. You know, sometimes you'll enjoy a song and everyone else is like, it's fine.
Oh
Yeah, I have this gut feeling that's going to be happening very shortly for one of us.
Oh, it will be happening very shortly.
Oh, absolutely. Yes, it will be. We are fighting.
Probably not this song, I would
No.
say. This is Räpina Jack featuring Kaisa Ling with Tule. Well, for me, we've come to the part of the program where I will be giving out my first perfectly inoffensive award of the year to Tule.
And make it too.
It is an absolutely lovely song that is not competitive whatsoever, but I'm glad I know this song exists. And that's literally all I have to say about it.
I'll just read what I wrote and we'll go from there, I guess. I wrote down nice folk intro. I like the percussion on it. The chorus with everyone singing it is really entrancing, but the verses are just not my favorite, honestly. I think the voice is good, but just not for me. I really want to love this song more than I do. Like, it's just missing something. I think Kaisa is a really good addition to the song. I don't know if I like Räpina's vocal. But that's just like for me, you know, like when someone just doesn't have the type of voice that really you like. I feel like that's the case here. I'm not a huge fan. I will just say that. I don't hate it, but I'm not the biggest fan of this song.
Brooke, would you like to go next?
If I speak, I will get in trouble.
Okay,
I'm
so
going
I'll
to
go
keep it.
then.
I'm going to keep it very minimal. This is not my thing. This is not my vibe. I moved away from the folky area of the world for a reason. One. Two, this is not my kind of folky, even if it was. Like, Norway is my kind of folky. This is not my kind of folky. So I respectfully decline the opportunity to further comment.
Fair.
Sure. I like the vibes. I like this Western saloon kind of thing, similar to what we got with like Hope. Obviously, Hope is a lot better executed than this, to me. I really like Kaisa's vocals on this. Very much copy paste what you said, Eduardo. Like it. I don't know how to feel about Räpina Jax's vocals. Yeah, I just feel like I'm missing something from this. There's probably something I'm not grasping onto very well. And I'll just end it there.
Fair.
Party. Let's move next to Stereo Terror with Party Till the End of the World.
Speaking of party.
I'm so sorry. Purdy Till the End of the World.
Purdy. Okay, so I'm guessing we're fighting.
So
I have a feeling we're gonna fight, but I'll go last.
I could see how Brooke feels about the song.
What? Sorry?
Oh, I thought that was 100% intentional.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, it could have been.
Okay.
Then go first.
I cannot properly express my level of disdain for this style of music. One.
Okay.
Two, this song is the most generic thing I have heard in a national selection in years. And by that, I mean the past 2 years. Because those are the only years of national selections I've listened to. But dear Lord, this is so bad. I'm sorry. Like, I have been very kind today to a few of the songs I don't like. I will not be kind to this because this actually somehow could have a chance to win this national selection. And because of that, I want to make my opinions known very clearly. Bad. Terrible. I never want to hear it again. This is my least favorite song in the selection. Like, ugh. I give the floor.
I love this song.
I was going to say, I think it's probably best for me to go next.
Yeah.
Because honestly, I think my feelings are probably neutral.
Okay. Yeah, I can go right after you.
I don't dislike this song. I don't dislike this song.
Mm-hmm.
I do agree with Brooke that there is a level of generic to it. It's fun to listen to, but it's not like, this is another song in this selection for me that I really just need. Like, I needed everything amped up to a 10, and it was at like a 6 for me. But it's not bad. Okay.
Well, as I said, I really enjoyed this song. I really, really like this song. It's just, for me, I think for me, it just brings back memories of the kind of music that my dad would listen to and he would take me to like school with. And that's why I like it so much. Do I want this to win the selection? Not really. Even though I do really, really enjoy it, I think it's too risky for this to go because of several reasons. I do think that it's not really digestible for the average viewer. And I also think that the person that sings the chorus needs a little bit of work because like it's almost there. It's almost there, but just not hitting the way that it does. It's an immediate attention grabber, that's for sure, and I really adore that. I really enjoy all of the screaming and the growling. I enjoy when people are able to do that because it's very hard to do that vocally. And like, I don't know, the styling I think is fun and interesting, and I think we really need kind of like more harder emo rocker music in Eurovision because I feel like we have not been getting a lot of like we're getting a lot of the same when it comes to Eurovision, and I think this would be something different. But as I said, I don't think it's the best choice for it to make it. But I do really really enjoy the song. But I understand why you don't like it, Brooks. It makes total sense for me.
Yeah.
I want it to have the dynamics of Heroes Are Calling by Smash Into Pieces. That's what I want for this song. And if it had that, then I would be on board.
Fair.
So I thought I was gonna have like a hear me out moment kind of thing, but I'm so glad that you love this, Eduardo. I'm not saying that you probably love it a lot more than I do.
Probably.
But that's okay. No, it's just okay, so to me, I get like a bit of a novelty. I don't know what the intent of this song is. Let me make that clear. And I personally don't think this is a bad song either. And I will make sure to be clear about that too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm really into this vibe. I think the main thing that got me is the first half, where you get the deep. Although it's heavy rock, you still get like the very deep voices. I really hope they nail the deep voices live. That's the main thing for me. That's the main question mark for me. I think my main thing is I agree with the voice. Whoever's singing the chorus, I think they need a bit of work, and a bit of refinement. I also don't know how to feel about the bridge.
Fair. I do enjoy the bridge, but I understand the concern of it.
But I think this is solid overall.
Look, we have a nice spread, a gradient of emotions here.
I know, that's why I was like, let me go second with my neutral ass opinion. And I already know
we're fighting
over this one too.
We're fighting.
Yep. This is Tommy Cash with Espresso Macchiato.
I'm Tomaso, addicted to tobacco. Me like me coffee very importante.
Eduardo, you want to go first?
I have a very long rant. Very, very long.
I mean, I'd be willing to go first. I'll just keep my thoughts short and simple.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm weirded out by this. And I don't know if that's a good thing or I don't know why this is the song that I've been off and on about.
Okay.
Obviously, to me, it also has a novelty. I don't know what the intent on this song is though. I love the music itself. This gives very televote winner energy. Mainly because I think a lot of people are familiar with the work of Tommy Cash. I just think lyrically I'm very thrown off because it's like, it's this whole like, I have money and I've worked for it and I'm flexing all these things I have, and all of a sudden espresso macchiato, mi amore.
His love, espresso macchiato. Logan.
I love this song.
Wow.
I
don't. You do.
No, this is weird for me though, because I don't typically love a more like, I'm gonna say quote unquote joke entry. I'm gonna put it in that category because that's what I want it to be. But I really like it. I don't know. There's something dumb about it, and I'm responding to the dumb. I think the vocal is cool. The music video is the dumbest thing I've seen in a Eurovision selection in a long time. Like, there's something so, I don't know. I can't really explain it. I don't love that, we're using abbreviated English and like the
broken Italian and Spanish.
The broken Italian, it's only Italian, it's not Spanish.
No, he's mixing Italian and Spanish.
Is it really?
Yeah, because you don't say mi amore, it's me amore. And it's not por favor, it's per favore. In Spanish, it's mi amor and por favor. So he's mixing both Spanish and Italian.
So I know what your rant is about now. Regardless,
I have more than that.
Okay, regardless, I do enjoy it. I'll say that.
Well, I have held my tongue because I wanted to be a buffer between Logan and Eduardo because I knew they were going to be the most polarized on this song. I think it is totally good. It is better than a decent chunk of the selection. I do not think it should be even in remote contention to win this selection, and somehow it is, and that somehow is mainly because Tommy Cash is a name. But I think it's totally good. I don't think it's anything beyond that. And now we have come to the part of the program where Eduardo will talk about why he hates it.
Okay, so I will say this first because I want to give it some props before I absolutely go into destroying the song. I will give it props. It is catchy. Sonically, the background, the backing like track is interesting. That's where I will end. So I feel like we need to stop doing what we are trying to do. We have seen a phenomenon in the past 3 years when that I will call the Karya phenomenon, where it becomes, we all know it. This very like super high charisma person comes into the stage with a very fun and interesting and like dynamic quote unquote song that's kind of silly, but it's also really enjoyable to listen to. And then I thought that after Karya, we wouldn't have another one. I thought that lightning doesn't strike twice. And then we got Jost Like Toast. And
Yost.
yeah, that's why I said Jost Like Toast. So, he was the proof that lightning does strike twice. I do not believe that lightning strikes 3 times in a row. And, there is something about Tommy Cash that both Jost and like Karya, like both Jost and Karya have something in them that Tommy Cash doesn't. I feel like Tommy Cash has this cockiness to him and this like really like it just icks me out. It really, really icks me out, this cockiness. Cockiness is my biggest pet peeve. It's something that I despise in people. And Tommy Cash is exuding with cockiness. And it doesn't feel like he can really back it up because if you were cocky and then your song was one of the best songs that I had listened to ever, I would understand it and I would believe it and I would be like, yes, you can back it up. I don't believe that Tommy Cash can really back it up. It's just, it feels stupid, it feels jokey, it doesn't feel like it has anything to say. Even other songs like Mama Shtu and No Rules that I personally don't care for have something to say. Mama Shtu is a critique on political movements and like on Putin and people like that. And No Rules is telling you to live your life at the fullest, the way that you want to live it, without like the actual like half naked man running around. The lyric like, is there something wrong with the way I look? Is there something wrong with who I am? If I'm not all right, why do I look so beautiful tonight? That kind of goes hard when you actually think about it. So it just it's mostly the attitude for me. It's mostly the attitude that really, really, really puts me off of it. So that's why I really, really, really don't like this song, because it just excludes cockiness and it just icks me out really badly.
See, and I see where you're coming from, especially because I remember how Tommy Cash announced that he was going to be in Eesti Laul a while back. Was like he had this like big Facebook group thing and he added a bunch of like news organizations and it was just like Tommy Cash Eurovision 2025 and then he just left the channel. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, that's a little much for me. And I remember hearing about it because I think one of the Eurovision channels I follow on TikTok, I could not tell you which one, posted about it. And in that moment, I'm like, that's a little much. And I remember people were like, oh, he's probably not going to do it. It's just a joke. This is the type of person that Tommy Cash is, whatever. And then, here we are. So.
Yeah, I just feel like he's trying too hard to be Karya or Jost. and that's not particularly genuine, I think, because he's going onto his Instagram saying like, I'm gonna avenge Karya and Jost, and I'm just like, what for? What do you need to avenge? Karya lost fair and square, and I understand Jost, but Karya lost fair and square, and
Are you away from the Netherlands?
I don't know, girl. I could go on.
I see where you're coming from for sure. I do.
Yeah.
I definitely do.
I wonder what Tommy's gonna wear then. Karya had the iconic green bolero. Yost had the iconic shoulder padded blue suit.
Mhm.
What's Tommy gonna wear?
Probably something generic.
Yeah,
Anyway,
like just a suit.
probably. Let's move to our last song to talk about today, and this is from Tuuli Rand. It's Rem.
Estonian Megan Trainor is here.
Don't you dare.
Don't
She
do that.
she looks like Megan Trainor, and you cannot tell me that she doesn't.
Okay, yeah, the music is not, though.
No, I'm just saying physically she looks like Megan Trainor.
Oh, okay, well then I'll agree with you on that.
There you go.
I don't mind this song, honestly. I think it's a nice song to listen to. I hope that Rem is both like some sort of Estonian reference and also a reference to the Rem cycle, because there's this beautiful sleepiness about this song that I do really like. It's pleasant to listen to. It's not one of my absolute favorites here, but I have found myself listening to it a few times, and I'm not all that mad at it.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna need you to hear me out when I make this comparison.
Okay.
Mainly because it's the vibe itself, not the voice. Let me make that clear. It's not her voice that makes me think of these people.
Okay.
But it gave me similar styling to like SZA.
Okay,
I can see that.
This beat is something that SZA would hop on.
sure.
Sure.
Or like a her kind of thing. Like I get both of them. Like it gave me very like focus.
Okay.
And I say that in a good way because I actually actually enjoy the song a lot.
Okay.
I really hope the live vocals are good. I really hope these live vocals are good because these are not easy vocals to be executing. I love the drama. I would love this to be a parking bark. She soars beautifully in that higher belt as well. I think that's the main thing that kind of sold me. It's that high belt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You know, the chorus is nice. However, unfortunately, I think the verses really don't hit for me. It's one of these ones again, just the way that I feel about like Tool. Like the chorus is something that I enjoy, but the verses just are failing to grab me. I feel like this song is one of the safer songs. Like it's not trying to be anything new or out of the box. It's not reinventing the wheel. And as I've said, that's okay. You don't have to do that. But it just feels like a song that I've listened to a couple times now. Like it just feels like I've listened to songs similar to this, and it just I want Estonia to do something a little bit more riskier than this. And as I said, the verses just need a little bit of work for me. Like it's almost there. It needs a little bit more spice for me to like really get into it. I haven't found myself going back to it like I have for I think one or two other songs. But you know, there's nothing wrong with it. It's kind of just not my cup of tea, I think.
Well, it is very much my cup of tea. I think this is a really nice song. I think it is criminally underrated on Eurovision World right now. 3 stars. No, this deserves better than that. I think this is a really nice, better than 3. Can you at least give it like 3.5, Eduardo?
I'll give it 3.5 for sure.
I was gonna say 3.2.
Regardless,
Better than 3.
Better than 3. Okay.
Better than 3. I think it. I love it. I like it a lot. I don't want to say love. I think like is more accurate. I like it a lot. Especially considering, like, I didn't really think it before, but listening to this selection again, like going through all these songs again, I didn't realize how top heavy this selection is. I think there are 3 like really, really, really good songs, maybe 4, that are like above, and then there's a gap. And I think this slots near the top of the bottom end, as in like not the bottom end of the selection, but like the lower group of like not in that upper echelon of songs, but like 6 through 7 is a good 6, 7, 8 is like a good slot for it for me.
I respect that.
fair. So this is going to be a little bit different. You will have just watched us talk about the songs for Estonia. We might look a little bit different. We might sound a little bit different.
We might be minus 1 Aneesa.
We might be minus an Aneesa. But we're here nonetheless. Hey, welcome back to the same video you've been watching. Estonia is a little weird this year. In that they added a 16th wildcard song to the mix. So we filmed that first part about a month ago. It was one of the first things we did this national selection season. And now that the selection is this week, we finally found the time to actually talk about the 16th song. So this is completely unprecedented. But so we're going to talk about the 16th song really quick. And then we're going to give you our updated rankings. So this is not going to be the rankings that we had when we did that video. It is the rankings as we currently sit now, having been able to listen to these songs for about a month. So there'll be some more caveats, specifically when we give our points about, you know, there's going to be some changes between what we said at that part, which was our first impression, and now as we sat with the songs for a month. So just keep that in mind. It's a little weird, but hey, roll with it. Cool, thanks. So with that being said, let's talk about our 16th song, which was a lottery wildcard vote situation. And that's Marta Lotta with Tansen Veal.
Good.
Good.
Lovely one, you could
Decent.
say. In English translates to "I'm Still Dancing," and that's kind of what I got from this song. Like, I think it's a really cute, upbeat, dancey song. I have really liked having it on my Eurovision playlist, and every time it pops up, I'm like, "Oh, Tansen Veal, cool." I like that it's Estonian, and then we get this spoken word part in French. I think that's a really cool little bit. I don't know if that's like specifically trying to cater to the fact that it's in Switzerland this year. I'm not exactly sure why the French. Regardless, I don't mind this song. Why the French?
Why the French?
Why the French?
Yeah.
That's really the question
Why
on
The French.
why the French. But no, this is cute, lovely, bubbly, poppy, and all things I tend to, you know, pretty much enjoy at Eurovision. So, work, Marta. Good for
Why
you,
the
gal.
French? The plot of Hamilton. No, I.
Lewis.
No.
Who took down my banner?
This is a mess.
Someone accidentally just revealed their points, but we'll gloss over it. I don't know who it was, but
It wasn't me.
okay, well
Oh,
then I
it
know
was
who it was.
definitely me.
I enjoyed this. Something about this sounds very nostalgia. Something about this sounds very aged, but aged in a good sense and not in a bad sense. Not bad in the slightest. I will happily listen to this again. I find it very boppy, but not in the boppies that I find other songs this season. Boppy in a cute rather than a
Mhm.
kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's good. I think overall it's good. It has a nice disco intro and beat. I like that it's in Estonian. There's not a lot of songs that are in Estonian in this national final. But like it's a really vibey song, but it isn't doing much more than that for me, unfortunately. It's just pretty much all vibes, which are good vibes, but I just wanted a little bit more. Like it's missing a little bit dynamics for me to really make it interesting. I do like it when they use the bells, because that's not an instrument that you hear much in songs. And so I enjoyed that. And I agree with you, Logan. I quite enjoyed the part where she does the spoken word in French. Overall, it's a good song. It's just missing like a big moment for me to really make it stand out like a lot.
Yeah, I think it's really a fun song. In terms of like the energy that it brings, it's a nice addition to this lineup, I think. I don't know why this was the one that didn't make it through originally and it had to go through the wild card. It's something that always interests me, because the songs that are in these wild cards are not like, oh, this is like 3 songs that were submitted specifically to compete for the wild card slot. It was like, we picked 15 and then we're going to see who the fans pick as the last one. That's how it always is. And it's interesting to me that this was the one that got the wildcard slot, because I think there are definitely other songs in this selection that this is significantly better than. But I'm excited to see how she performs live this weekend at time of recording. And I hope she does well. I think she has a really good chance to do at least good. We already know that there's some level of support behind her anyways. So we'll see what happens.
Absolutely. Work, Marta. Well, we have come to the point in our program where we must discuss points.
Updated points.
Updated points.
People are gonna get so much whiplash from my commentary a month ago.
Whiplash, y'all. Just keep that in mind.
Our opinions have changed, and some widely so.
Yes. Eduardo, would you like to start?
Sure. I have an honorable mention. I believe some of us do as well have. So I will show my honorable mention. My honorable mention is Joelle with Eyes Don't Lie.
All right. My honorable mention is going to be Frants Tikerpuu with Trouble.
So my honorable mention is going to be Frants Tikerpuu with Trouble. Hey! I see you, Logan. I see you.
I didn't think to ban an honorable mention, but I will give an honorable mention, even though it's not going to appear down here on the lower third. My honorable mention is going to Felin for solo anthem.
Lovely.
Like,
we do have Aneesa's points as well, but Aneesa was not here to give an honorable mention, so there is that as well.
So nobody's getting any honorable mentions from Aneesa. Blame them.
Blame Aneesa.
Yeah. Blame Aneesa. Anyways, my 1 point goes to the something we just talked about. Marta Lotta with Tencent Velo.
My 1 point is going to Stereo Terror for Party Till the End of the World.
Logan, can you go ahead and go? I still have to type Aneesa's last banner.
I mean, I was supposed to go next in the order that we had established, but Lewis said, fuck that order, so that's fine.
Oh, shit. You know what? I did. I fully did. I was like, you know what?
It's fine. Yeah. This is now the order we're going in, because apparently what Lewis wants is correct. No, I'm kidding. I don't care enough. I genuinely don't give a fuck enough. I love you dearly. My 1 point, this is going to be a little bit of whiplash, because I said I didn't like this song, I believe, when we talked about it. My 1 point's going to Maya Tyson, because I actually don't hate it anymore.
Yay!
So Aneesa's 1 point is going to be Party Till the End of the World. Words you will never hear leave my lips. I still don't like that song a month later. And then my 1 point will be going to Frozen by Janek.
Okay. My 2 points will be going to France with Trouble.
Tikerpuu.
Tikerpuu. Lewis, it's now your turn because
All right,
you
so
now-
it's now okay. My 2 points are going to the latest edition of the Eesti Laul competition of 2025. Marta Lotta för Tansen Wien.
Great. My 2 points will be going to An-Marlen for Külm.
My Aneesa's 2 points will be going to Tomorrow Never Comes. And then my 2 points will also be going to Tanstenville.
My 3 points will be going to An-Marlen with Külm.
My 3 points are going to my Tansen.
Yeah, it's kind of vibey now. My 3 points will be going to the most recent edition, Marta Lotta with Tansenville.
Aneesa's 3 points will be going to Frants Tikerpuu with Trouble. And then my 3 points will be going to Külm by An-Marlen.
Külm.
My 4 points will be going to Janek with Frozen.
My 4 points are going to Elisa for The Last to Know.
Homophobia. My 4 points will be going to Tuuli Rand with Rem.
Aneesa's 4 points will be going to Eyes Don't Lie by Joelle, not to be confused with Los Angeles drag legend Joella.
And don't forget the Ella.
Ella. Exactly. And then my 4 points will be going to Rip.
My 5 points will be going to Sahlene with Love Me Low.
My 5 points.
My 4.
Your five.
My 6
5 points. What are we going?
5 points.
My 5 points.
My 5 points.
Külm.
I just have to say, my 5 points. No. I'm going to caveat this by saying my 5 points are the biggest drop of any song that I had from my previous opinions to now. I literally had 2 songs swap places. And now my 5 points go to Espresso Macchiato.
Mi amore. So Aneesa's 5 points will be going to Armageddon. I will not dwell on that because it makes me sad. And
I don't believe these are updated from Aneesa. I think Aneesa's.
I am just going based off of what is in the Google.
I know.
Doc.
I'm just saying. I believe. I'm making a judgment.
Well, then she should have
believe.
updated them, okay?
I'm saying
Anyway.
that. I'm
Yeah,
saying.
access to that Google Sheets. That's all I got to say. My 5 points will also be going to Espresso Macchiato.
Oh my god, we're 3 for 6.
We're eating, Logan.
My 6 points will be going. This one might make some people sad. My 6 points will be going to Minimal Wind with Armageddon. It did grow on me. It was my 4 points. It's now my 6.
We'll take that.
We'll take it. That's growth.
My 6 points are going to, and I love this song. Janek, Frozen.
I'm the only person that didn't give that song points because I still don't like it. My 6 point very happily still go to Solo Anthem.
I believe I am the only person who didn't give that song points because I still don't like it.
I had it as an honorable mention. No, yeah. So
Hey, close enough. Regardless, Aneesa's 6 points will be going to Love Me Low, and then my 6 points will be going to My Tyson.
My 7 points will be going to Felin with Solo Anthem.
My 7 points will be going to Tuuli Rand for Ariam. Or them. Right.
My 7 points goes to the lovely, beautiful, fabulous Felin. Love me low.
Aneesa's 7 points will also be going to Rem. And then my 7 points will be going to Tomorrow Never Comes.
Well, we're almost agree. My 8 points go to Ant with Tomorrow Never Comes.
And my 8 points will be going to Mi Amore. Mi Amore. Espresso macchiato, 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 por favore.
No, por favor. I am canceling this coffee order.
So, here's what I will say. I originally had Espresso macchiato as my 8 points. I would like everyone to ignore everything I said about this song in what you watched earlier. This has been my biggest growth of any song this national selection season. My 8 points go to Minimal Wind.
And that's on period. Aneesa's 8 points will be going to Frozen by Janek. And then my 8 points will be going to the lovely, the iconic, Sahlene with Love Me Low. Which I need to
My 10 points. I'm hoping this makes people happy. My 10 points go to the icon herself, Elisa, with The Last to Know.
Yay!
My 10 points are going to Joelle for Eyes Don't Lie. I fucking love this shit. Party.
My 10 points have not changed. It is the exact same as it was before. And I have grown to love this song even more. My 10 points go to Tomorrow Never Comes.
Aneesa's 10 points will be going to Solo Anthem for some reason. And my 10 points will be going to The Last to Know.
Well, my 12 points have remained the same as before. This song still hits just as hard as it did before. Andrea Karita with My Tyson.
We talk about changing of opinions and jumps and whatnot. I mean, I don't know if we have the record, but I think this is probably the biggest jump out of any of our lists.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna look back at my notes on this one because, yes, to quote myself in the previous video, I'm slightly confused. But I think for now, I absolutely get it, and I am absolutely behind it, and I am so sorry for everything I said before. I fucking love this song. Minimal Wind, Armageddon, get my 12 points.
To completely contrast that, my 12 points did not change. I still think this is the most beautiful and gorgeous song I have heard in this national selection season so far. My 12 points go to Elisa with The Last to Know.
Well, on the same wavelength, Aneesa's 12 points will also be going to The Last to Know. And I just want to say, when we recorded the first portion of this video months ago, I told you all, I was right. I told you all, Armageddon is a beautiful song. It is going to do really great, and it's gorgeous, and no one agreed with me. And you know what? I took that, and I sat on it, and I watched as opinions grew and changed over time, and the one opinion that did not need to grow nor change was mine. Armageddon is my 12 points, and it has been for months now.
Perfect.
Cool.
I want to see the odds.
I believe it would still be Espresso Macchiato in the lead.
It is still Espresso Macchiato and my Tyson are the top.
I mean,
sure.
I'd be fine with
I'm going for my Tyson.
Espresso Macchiato. No. Oh, things have changed.
Oh, things have changed.
It's Espresso Macchiato. Tomorrow Never Comes.
Oh.
Armageddon.
Sad.
And then Maya Tyson. With, unfortunately, Elisa currently in 7th, and that upsets me.
Yeah. You know what? You never know. With this season, 7th is a good place to be.
Fun. Yeah, clickbait was on the bottom, and then it won. So you never know. But you know,
As it should.
But you know what Elysa did win? She still wins our Eesti Laul with 48
And okay.
points. Yeah. Luckily, Minimal Wind is now second with 43 points. And then third, we have Ant with Tomorrow Never Comes with a wild drop off to 27 points. So yeah, Elysa still wins now with a bigger margin. So congratulations.
Period. And that is that for this absolutely jumbled up video that we have for you all. Thank you for joining us for this Estonia review. Let us know all your thoughts down in the comments below. Let us know who your 12 points are, all that lovely jazz. Subscribe, like, and share. We're trying to hit 1,000. So help us out. That'd be gorgeous and great and lovely and wonderful. Make sure to check out the description below where you can find all of our audio podcast links, our the YouTube channels, our Patreon, our social media, and where you can get your merch, including but not limited to Cup mug. And with all that being said, we are going to go ahead and get out of here. So Europe, Australia, and the world, stop watching this video and go watch another one. Cheers!
Yeah.